In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front fender liner. We're working on the driver's side, but the same process will apply to the passenger side. Let's get started. 10mm socket. I'm going to start at the back. You don't have to start here, you can start wherever, but I'm just going to work my way from one side to the other. At the top, you'll see there are two push clips, here and here. Try to remove them with a trim tool. A lot of times these will either break or you'll have to cut them because they won't come out. But just try your best. If you cannot save them, I recommend installing new ones. That way the fender liner is properly secured at the end. Yeah, as you can see, this one already broke. So at this point, I'm most likely just going to cut it and just install a new one. There we go. And just do the same to the other one. Sometimes you can grab them a little bit better with cutters like this and pull them out, but not in my case. There's another mounting screw in the front. There are 3 mounting screws at the top in total. There is one over here at the back. Ours is missing, however, so I'm just going to move to the next one, which is right about in the middle of the fender. Remove that. And then another one all the way at the front, right here. Now just grab the fender liner. If you need to, you can use something to pry with, but I recommend something plastic. That way you don't damage the paint on the fender or the wheel arch. You don't want to scratch anything up. As you pry the fender liner out, you'll notice that where the screws were, the inserts that the screws go into go through the fender liner and they press up into the fender. So you basically have to pry it down, pop it out, and then it'll slide out. So I'm going to stick this trim tool in here and just try to get this off of the fender. There's almost like a tab that you can't see in there, and it sticks out like this, and the insert goes up and through it. So that's how you need to pop it down and then out. There we go. Okay. If you cannot get these push clips or the fender liner removed off the push clips easily, you can, with the screws unbolted, just pry out on the wheel or the fender flare here, just like that, and it'll pop out. You don't need to remove it all the way, but this gives you access to these, which at this point you can take a trim tool of choice and get it behind the fender liner here. And now you can pop this out. So this is what we were basically fighting the whole time. These inserts are, they go through the fender liner, and it's fine if they stay in here. It's actually better as long as the fender liner pops out. When we install the fender liner, I'm not going to aim to put these back through. It'll be almost impossible unless I remove the inserts, but they do get sandwiched between here, so that's totally fine. It'll be plenty secured like that. There we go. This one came out with the fender liner, that's fine. Right here, pull this down, pull the fender liner out from underneath, and just pry it off of this last push clip. Once you get that last one off, there it is. Now take your new fender liner, if you had one, and slide it up into place. What I like to do is secure it in at least one location, pick one screw, and I'm going to start at the back here for no particular reason, but I just want it secured. Otherwise, it'll keep falling down as I try to to put it on. So line up the mounting locations. This one seems to line up well over here, so I'm just going to stick the screw in temporarily. I know this has to go over, but I just want it secured for now so I can make sure everything else is lined up. So of course I'm going to pull this screw back out. Okay, so that's going to hold it on for me. Now I can put it up where it needs to sit, and then we will revisit the mounting situation. Sometimes it'll be tricky to line it up. However, after you maneuver it around a little bit, usually they kind of just fall into place all of a sudden, which is actually a good thing. They should be molded to the shape of the fender here. And at this point, I can see that this one lines up very well, so I'm actually going to put a push clip through it. That way it's secured over here. The more points we can secure and anchor down, the better it'll line up. Make sure that's in there. So now that it's mostly secured in place, I'm going to take this temporary screw back out, slide the fender flare over, make sure you re-secure that, and then I'm going to put this screw back through, just like it's supposed to be. Make sure that starts in. It's just threading into plastic, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Line it up at the bottom here. Put this up. Now for me, I'm actually not going to put a screw through this one. My push clip cannot mount on the backside anymore. The fender is actually rotted out there, so I can't secure it, but it's going to have one here and it's going to have one down here, so that's plenty to hold it on nice and sturdy. Okay, those are started. I'm just going to go ahead and snug these two up. Okay, that's one. And two. Let's line up the one at the front. Perfect. Tighten this up. And the last two that go up on top, right on the wheel arch here. This last one for me, because I was missing a few fasteners. And there we have it. Fender liner is installed.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.